In business, franchising is a big deal. Whether you think you're buying into a franchise or turning your existing business into a franchise, there is so much to know to get it right because it's not for everyone. Let's hear from one of Australia's widest and fastest growing franchises on how to do it right. Aussie Farmers Direct was founded 7 years ago with the aim of bringing back the local guys, those suppliers trusted in the community that deliver fresh, quality food to people's front doors. Franchising expert Stephen Giles caught up with Braden Lord to share their tips on building a winning franchise system.
So in terms of tips for potential franchisees, I always say to franchisees that they should take their holidays and only employ top quality staff, and that seems to resonate. What tips have you got, I guess, for potential franchisees, Brad?
Well, I think if potential franchisees coming into the business, I'd be saying make sure you're wholehearted about the system.
Yeah.
You know, be very, very convinced that's what you want to do and you believe in what the system can provide. Make sure that you've sought really sound, strong advice, and be prepared for, you know, have that tenacity, have that drive behind you that's going to get you through the tough times and still have the energy to celebrate the good.
Yeah. Because it's interesting. I mean, franchising is a successful way of doing business, but it's not foolproof. And, you know, there's 1,100 different franchise systems there. I know that a lot, you know, the psychologists will say that probably that self-evaluation step is perhaps the key step, isn't it? That are you really suited to the business? Do you really love it? Because, you know, that some businesses will be better suited to people than others.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the fundamentals, if you were thinking of franchising your business, that you must think of first?
Yeah. I think first and foremost is that the business needs to be profitable. It needs to have a sustainable track record, and more than just, you know, 6 months or 12 months, and in different environments. So, you know, one store doesn't for my liking really make a successful business that you can then replicate. So having enough of a demonstrated, you know, history
proven concept.
That'd be certainly one. I think the other side, and the FCA is fantastic for this, is being able to provide advice and infrastructure and learnings that help people to make sure that they approach the business with the right expertise and understanding to be able to get it going. So doing it, you know, out of your garage or out of your home office without advice and without sound, you know, sort of input into the business model, I think is fraught with danger. When you're working with a franchise network and you're perhaps working on a royalty system, which is less than the top line sales, which is what you used to before you started franchising, you've actually got to make sure that the business itself is profitable on that level. You know, so from our perspective in Aussie Farmers Direct, we've always seen, you know, low barrier to entry financially getting into the franchise, where the business, including a franchisee, makes its money on the ongoing, is being able to sell lots of product through the system. So the important aspect is that we don't rely on new round sales in order to make our business profitable. We've got a sustainable long-term business that's built on just selling great product to people.
And one of the great things about franchising is it gives you the systems and the back office and all of that, so that the people who are good at the customer service, I mean, they must love this business because you do all the back office for them, you do all the sourcing and stuff, and they just have to engage with their community.
And I think what the franchisor needs to work at is how do I actually make it simple for the franchisee to run their business so they concentrate on the things that really matter that a franchisor can't do. So a franchisor can't, you know, sit at the other side of a counter and serve someone a loaf of bread, or can't deliver, you know, to literally hundreds of thousands of households great quality Australian product, but they can actually make a system that's very simple for a franchisee to be able to fulfil that.
There are barriers to entry to getting into franchising now, though, and you've got to get your documentation done properly, and the code sets up some processes that franchisees have to get a disclosure document. They have to have it for 14 days. They must get legal or they're supposed to get legal and business advice, and I'm sure that you'd encourage them to do that. So the whole framework is almost foolproof if people follow that, a bit like franchising. You follow the system. So it is a good environment in Australian franchising, isn't it?
They've got a great operation, haven't they? They've grown to cover the whole country by connecting consumers with farmers and having a great network of franchisees to make that connection.